There's something strange going on with Hogwarts Legacy right now. And at first sight, it might seem like it's not that big of a deal, but in reality, it actually reveals a bigger problem that potentially can harm the future of Hogwarts Legacy. And it's all surrounding the absence of the documentary. Here's what happened. In fall of 2023, the developers were nearing its release of the Switch version of Hogwarts Legacy, and ahead of its release, the creators came with this announcement. Take a peek behind the scenes at what went into the creation of the game later this year. A documentary was on the way and made a lot of fans excited to learn more about the creative processes. The advertised release window was later this year, but as the release of Switch version came, there was no documentary. Then Christmas came along and there was no sight of documentary either. And now we're way past the 1-year anniversary of Hogwarts Legacy, a title that has been crowned the best-selling game of 2023. And we still have no documentary in sight. And the most strangest thing is that no one is talking about it. Something that normally doesn't happen. The community management team of Hogwarts Legacy is known for being transparent with their fans, whether it's an issue with messaging about the release version or bug reports. Their honesty is what drove this game to a successful launch and beyond. But now we have this hide and seek going on. And it makes me ask myself, like, why? There must have been some kind of legitimate issue with the documentary, like, I don't know, like the hard drive caught on fire and all the footage got lost of the documentary, which, by the way, happened to me once. Or I don't know, like some cuts were not great, or I don't know, there's something got rescheduled or something happened, but it's all explainable. Like they could have went on and made a tweet like, sorry, we want to reschedule the documentary because of this, but they are not saying anything to us. That is what is the strangest thing. And something is telling me that the reason for that is not in the community management team of Hogwarts Legacy or the creators of the documentary, but in the leadership of WB itself, who are right now under fire from Suicide Squad. And I will say as a disclaimer, I have not played Suicide Squad and have not watched an extensive footage of it, so don't base your opinion of the game on what I'm about to say. But all I'm seeing is smoke coming from a very large fire, and that smoke is now starting to cast shadows on other titles.
Actually, fire is what casts, and that fire...
Fire doesn't cast shadows. No, it doesn't cast shadows. Ahead of Suicide Squad's release, WB did play some hide and seek. And even though this isn't a release of a game, you know, it's a documentary, still they do the same thing. And it now starts to paint a pattern, which honestly is not a good sign. I believe this odd absence and silence in regards to the documentary highlights some sort of dysfunction in the marketing team in Warner Brothers itself. And I can't dissect exactly what it is, so I want to have a proper discussion about this, so that's why I have Carlos here, who happens to be a marketing specialist and creative director. So, Carlos, I know you make commercials and like promo campaigns almost on a weekly basis. So, from your perspective, like, what... Besides the fact that this documentary was meant for the fans of Hogwarts Legacy who want to see more content, what was the sole purpose of this documentary?
I think the sole purpose of the documentary was to create noise, to promote the game when at the time was going to come out also on the Switch.
Right. So do you think it was supposed to come out as a tandem with Switch?
Yeah, it was part of the promotional effort that it was going to be done for the game. And the fact that they went on and published a trailer, it meant for me is saying that they had the product already done.
Back in fall?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that gets even crazier then. So if they were ready to release, like, what could have possibly have gotten wrong with it? Because, like, I'm thinking, like, this documentary, it matters so much to us, but at the end of the day, this is almost like that bonus feature that you get on the Blu-ray, right? Like, it's just, it comes for free. It's just little something. It's not like a game that normally gets delayed. So it's like, what could have possibly gone wrong?
It could have been because of several reasons. It could have been because they had like a cut that it was not approved by someone in the company. Because sometimes we have a cut that is ready to go, like is ready to be published, and actually has been pulled out from the post, like from social media.
Interesting.
One of the reasons could be, as you said, linked to the release of Suicide Squad. I mean, if you go to their website, you will see that all their efforts are focused on, clearly, Suicide Squad.
That makes sense.
So this means their focus right now is trying to promote the product of this IP, a DC comic IP, which is a big responsibility.
Right, but still, I'm like trying to figure out like why because they do release other stuff, like, right? So like, it's not like they went and they're not releasing anything. They are back in before Christmas. They still release little behind the scenes clips of the soundtracks, and they did release the blooper reel right now. So they are releasing something. They are green lighting some things. What could it be?
So there should be something. Now I understand your worry. I understand your concern about something about Hogwarts Legacy, and I think it could be that in this documentary, it could be that in this documentary, they have some information that should not be out there yet.
Yo,
They could be talking about things and the plans, probably about the future of the.
you can be right. Maybe they have a reveal or confirmation of the sequel in the documentary. Like, we are working on something now.
I don't know. They could be talking about so many things, and probably, if it is a behind the scenes, if it is a making of, they will be revealing information about the process of development.
That could be it. That makes a bit more.
But I take it with a grain of salt, because I think it could also be something simple as that, like the hard drive just burned or whatever other reason. As I told you, like they didn't like this shot or whatever.
Right. Wow. Guys, let me know what you think. Like, do you think the fact that they're not releasing it, but why they're not saying anything? That's my thing. Like, why? You can come up with any excuse. Just like, it's all tweetable. You can just like say, hey, here's this issue. We didn't want to do blah, blah, blah. So something happened. We had to reschedule. But they're not saying anything. They're just ignoring completely.
That's weird. Before they were like saying things, what they were doing or whatever. I think in this case, there could be something going on. If they are not hiding anything, why are they hiding this content?
True. Guys, let me know what you think. Maybe there's actually a confirmation of a sequel in the document, or maybe some information about the DLC. Who knows? But see, like that's the thing. There's another side of this coin, because why would you release or confirm that you're working on a sequel before you release the DLC? Like, I feel like that could work as a counter marketing where people who will see like, oh, you're working on a sequel, then I'm not going to buy the DLC.
I think that's not the case, and I think they will buy anything that they pull out, whatever it is. If it is a sequel, if it is a prequel, a quadruple, a quintuple, whatever it is, they will consume that.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Well, I only hope that whatever problem was with Suicide Squad, WB only learns from their own mistakes and hopefully doesn't make them in the future. But meanwhile, we are waiting to hear anything about the documentary. Here's my behind the scenes vlog of visiting Avalanche Software. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and all the other buttons of that nature. Thank you, Carlos, for your expertise and for chatting with me.
You're welcome.
And guys, I'll see you next time.